Williams from MetalRules.com, and joining me today in Austin, Texas is the German Metal Commandos, Primal Fear. How you guys doing today?
Thank you very much. Very hot, sweating. I need a shower desperately now.
So tonight's the final night of your current U.S. tour, and this has seen some memorable performances. Metal Mike got up and jammed on stage with you guys. You've been bringing Pamela Moore on stage every night. What have been some of your favorite memories from this current tour?
Oh, it's so many new inspiration and so many new cities we never been before. It's all overwhelming. The most important thing for me is that the fans in America who joined the shows were very enthusiastic, showed passion, were loud, and that was the most exciting thing for us. So we had not one show where the fans were not going crazy, and this is really good.
So on your latest album, 16.6, you introduced your newest guitarist, Magnus Carlsen, who also did two guitar solos on New Religion. How did you find Magnus, and what made you decide on bringing him into the band?
Magnus is a longtime friend of mine. We wrote songs even before he thought about joining Primal Fear, and I know how good he is on stage and in the studio. So as we came to the point that Stefan Leibing, our longtime guitarist, want to concentrate on his job and his family instead of traveling the world, I recommended Magnus to Ralf, and we both agreed that it could be a good addition to the band. But at the moment, Magnus is not here. You might know that he's father of twins, and he stayed with his wife, but Magnus will join us next week when we play with Kiss and Slayer and Motorhead in France. Will be the first gig that he rejoins the band.
So yeah. Let's talk about the early days of the band. Ralph, I know you had the Priest audition back in the day. You left Gamma Ray, and Matt, you had Sinner. When you guys formed Primal Fear, was the idea just to do a one-off and see what happened, or was it committed and serious going into the project?
First of all, I didn't audition for Judas Priest. I was on the short list, but I never got invited. Second is that, of course, I prepared myself for the possible job, and that's the reason why I made the Judas Priest cover band. And there was one occasion where the original guitarist player of this band couldn't come, and the bass player couldn't come to make a gig, and that's the reason why I asked Matt and Tom to join in for a jam, to jam some Judas Priest songs. And after this, I joined Sinner in the studio and sung some lines for them for their albums, and we got closer and closer friends. And Matt came up to me and said, "Hey Ralph, you can't just sit around and do nothing. Let's do something together." So we composed 4 songs, sent them to Japan because they were waiting for me to do something. JVC record label was waiting for me to do something back then, and we immediately had a contract. And we were in good faith that even European companies then were hunting us. This is a good position, you know. So it was really lucky when we started.
And on your next one, the real aggressive ass kicker, one of my favorite Primal Fear albums, Nuclear Fire. I remember at the time that came out being really well received by fans, and a lot of critics were making comparisons to the Painkiller record. Was the Priest influence on that something on your part that you guys kind of decided you wanted to?
No, never ever. It was just that Henny was new in the band. We were all fired up. That was a time we were really hot, and we wrote I think 30 songs or something. Picked up the 12 best songs we thought it is, and I think the album is still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And we never think on Judas Priest. We never. So I think it's Ralph's voice has some things which are very similar to Rob Halford's voice. So in the high notes and the screams and stuff like that. So there are similarities, but I think music-wise, we never had Judas Priest in our mind. It's just coming out of the flow.
Natural. And so the next record you guys did, Black Sun, you recorded here in Texas at Sonic Ranch Studios, and that studio is reportedly haunted. Did you guys encounter any paranormal activity during your stay there? What are some of your memories from the Black Sun sessions?
We ordered a soccer game via pay-per-view and watched it at 6 in the morning, and
Well,
keep the whole studio alive because our team was playing. That was great. That was one of my memories. The other one, it was dry like hell
was
there.
dry.
So
Nose was bleeding after 3 days.
This was unbelievable. Totally different climate to where we live. Yeah?
So it's good that we only mixed the album and we didn't have to do anymore like singing or stuff. It would be too dry there.
Yeah.
So New Religion was your first album for Frontiers Records, and you had a duet with Simone Simons from Epica on Every Time It Rains. Did that kind of open the door for possibilities working with female vocalists like you're doing now with Pamela Moore? Will there be more of that in the future?
No, it was just an idea to do something new and different. We didn't have done in the past. It was always Ralf and part-time me singing something. So then we go and said, what we haven't done in the past. So then I come up with the idea, and Ralf liked the idea, and Ralf could choose whatever he wants to sing with.
Yeah, first of all, the song offers this. Every Time It Rains offers this duet, and that's the reason I was listening to Epica pretty much at that time, and I really liked Simone's voice, and I thought this would be perfect for Every Time It Rains, and it was perfect. I mean, everybody likes it.
Yeah,
It's a great song.
So let's talk about the here and now. Ralf, you're working on material for an upcoming solo album. How different is the material going to be than the metal you're playing in Primal Fear right now?
Actually, it's pretty much more diverse. It's more variety, you can say. Matt and Magnus and Sander from After Forever. Alex, for example, also helps me. So we got really good material together right now. But you can't say let's just copy and do the same thing like with Primal Fear. That would be somehow not really clever to do. So there's more diversity. There's pretty much ballads, but also pretty hard songs on it. So it's different, but it's something special.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Matt, you're working with Amanda Somerville and Michael Kiske. Tell me about that.
That was an idea of the record company, of Frontiers Records, that they came up and said they want to have an album with Michael Kiske and a female singer. And if I'm interested in writing the songs and producing the album, and we started writing songs, and it came up well. So I said, yeah, I'm doing the job. The album is finished when I come home. We're starting the mix of the album. We did 2 video clips for the album, and I think it's a pretty good album, and it's more rocking and more a heavy rock album like Michael's previous album. So he's getting back to rock again, and Amanda is an outstanding singer. Unbelievable, fantastic voice, professional, no mistakes, great woman.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk metal with me today. You guys got any last words for your fans watching at home before we wrap this up?
Well, it's the last day of the tour today, and I just want to thank you all guys for supporting us so much on this tour. We had a blast, and just keep supporting heavy metal. It's very, very important.
I enjoyed that tour really, really much, and I thank the fans in the US and Canada for joining us and giving us a good time. So I'm coming home with a great feeling. I'm not that exhausted. I'm really looking forward to come back, and this is always a great feeling when you come home after 4 weeks of touring and traveling so many miles, and you coming home and said, well, that was great, I will do this again. That's the best that can happen.
Yeah.
So thank you, fans, for all your support. Love you.